Hello YouTube, and back with some Leftist Tactics 101. Today's topic will be lying. I hate liars. I was a liar. Lied to myself, lied to others. Not a becoming habit. Breaking out of that, you find freedom. A lot of freedom. Real true freedom. One thing I would like to state about this is that we are also going to cover a bit of James Comey. I have to ask, why do you believe a man who's consistently lied? He proved his allegiance to a political party and a political affiliation, and yet we keep taking him for granted that he is suddenly telling the truth. The Comey investigation turned up nothing. The Mueller investigation willfully turned up nothing, and Jim Comey is the only one being a complete another bitch about this. In other words, I mean, YouTube content check 1 minute in. That's how this conversation is gonna go, guys and gals. He is one of the biggest liars in the bunch. He's skewed information. This isn't spying to send people into another person's campaign, have them act as though they give a fuck about the campaign. Again, you know where this video is going. Fucking bitch. 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes in, 3 cuss words, probably getting removed. But real thoughts on this, it's frustrating, it's irritating. I have to believe that people my age are competent, capable, and adult when they believe a liar. I'm sorry you want to believe in the Easter Bunny. You're 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 24, 21. If you are in these age ranges, 21 to 30, you are an idiot for believing what Comey has to say, for believing that the third time that he has lied to you was the truth, that they never spied, that when we have clear documentation of them spying, we have them on record, and Mueller admitting that they spied on Trump's campaign. You have to realize when you've been un-American. It is time for the left to start realizing that they have been un-American. And the key to that is to stop lying to themselves. Lying is a tactic they use, and they get so good at it, they don't realize they're lying anymore. I watched Steven Crowder with a student actually address this. The student was in the debate club, and he clearly debates on the left side of the spectrum, but Crowder noticed that he pulled one piece of information twice, and then used that piece of information that he pulled unjustly and unfairly against the other person who wasn't as educated on the topic. And now Steven Crowder saved both of these people some online embarrassment and online dismembering, as I call it, because you get dismembered online. You don't get torn apart into little pieces. You get fully dismembered and put into bags. You get quartered and drawn. So he saved both of them, a quartering and a drawing online. The right would have attacked that leftist with much more facts than he had to protect himself with. And he, as good of a debater as he is, he wouldn't have been able to make a reappearance on Crowder if ever needed or wanted or desired. So that would have been bad. But the other kid also would have been grilled by the right for not having had enough facts to have that conversation with the kid. And on top of that, like I said, Crowder called him on a piece of information and asked him, is there anywhere do you think that you might have been caught lying? As we have this whole conversation on tape, I'm just curious if there was anywhere where you found yourself being intellectually dishonest. To which the kid admitted yes. With his facts about Venezuela and gun ownership, he admitted to being intellectually dishonest. That is the first time I've seen a leftist do that, and they're also in our generation. We can change things, guys. If you want to believe in social programs for all, do it. But convince me why I should. Don't attack me. Don't tell me I need to believe your idea just because you do. That doesn't make sense or hold weight in the real world. In the real world, nobody cares what you believe. And I'm sorry your parents never drilled that into you. I've not had that drilled in from my mom, but from the world. Black people, you do not care what I think. White people, you do not care what I think. Why? Because I'm not dark or white enough. What does that make you? Racist. You are literally putting value on my opinion based on my race and not my life. Therefore, that literally is a racist action. Therefore, you are literally being racist to denote my experiences. on either side. I don't care who you are, that's racist on that point. And you're lying again. I am black. I'm Hispanic, so I'm light, but I'm not white, but I am white-ish. I'm light in tone. I have white friends and black friends. I get both sides of the spectrum. You have to accept that. But if you don't, you don't. That's not my problem. You're a racist. There's not just that, but you are also lying to yourself and me through your racism. You're going, well, I have one black friend, and he says that me letting me fuck his girlfriend is making up for... Letting him fuck my girlfriend is making up for slavery 400 years ago. You guys have some problems. Understand that that is a problem, or that the idea of reparations is a lie. You did not own slaves. And if you do own slaves, please present me your documentation of your slaves and when they were released in the link and comments. The comments down below, just give me a sort of link to your documentation of currently owned slaves. And if you have currently owned slaves, we'll talk about reparations. I'll take $200 a month, and so will they. I mean, I'll take $200 a month because I'm freeing them. So, like, you know, captors, releaser's fee, gotta be paid for making sure everybody's free, so I can't get ripped off for that. But on another note, like, I really would. I would take some fucking $200 if you got slaves, cool. But if you don't, you're not a part of what that was. The U.S. government owes black people, not the white people in America. But that's for something different that black people don't even care about. We ain't looking for 40 acres and no mule no more. That's not something black people care about. They don't want land and a mule. I'm like, now granted, I don't want no mule because I fucking hate fucking cross-genetically bred animals. I think it's a sin. I don't. It's weird. It's always been weird. It's never gonna be something I can see as normal. But whatever. So, I think that we lie to ourselves as a society all the time, but I think it's gotta come to an end, and I think that's what's happening. Is look at Ben Shapiro. Who's even mad that he got that he went off? He apologized. That's why his fans are still his fans. That's why Ben Shapiro still has fans. That's why, when was the last time the name Big Red has come into popular use? Anita Sarkeesian became the security head of Twitter, and since then has removed anybody who's not her friend. And granted, but what else has become of that? Like, has she done anything great with herself since? No, these are clearly not great women that we're just giving great positions of power to. And if you feel good about that, you again are lying to yourself. These are leftist tactics. Leftists are super duper smart because they made women and black people afraid to argue with them because now you're betraying your own community. And if you don't think that was an intelligent use of their intellect, you are fooling yourself and lying to yourself. This is the issue, is we're all lying about something to some capacity or degree, and we have to stop and we have to acknowledge each other. With the left, if you are ever attacked as a black man, woman, whatever, call the lie out. But do it level-headedly, and that way you don't look like an asshole. I prefer to just look like an asshole because I am an asshole. And yes, I am cussing in this video. This one gets it. This one is the one for that. I'm also making eggs for my workout. I should probably eat them raw. That's more protein, but fuck it. I don't do raw food. I get fucking sicker than a mug. This is, how do I put it? Sorry, I'm looking for my onion powder because I need onion powder since I'm out of black pepper. I love black pepper over onion powder though. Onion powder is gross. I guess it's that all these women that we moved up in the world and moved around, and what's become of them? Are they great women in society now? Are they taking over the world? No, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is being literally outed by her own party. So if that's what we're training women to do, is be stupid until they replace themselves, sure. But I think we just gave the position to an old white guy. Like, you guys don't realize how much your fucking movements impacted y'all negatively on the left. But on the left, you guys are pretty smart about making sure that people can't argue back with you because you use divisive tactics. You tell me about my race and what I've been through. Now, I know the history of black people in America, and it is a very beautiful history. We are the only people in America who, by ourselves and with the help of one president, became free. The Irish did not experience this. The Chinese did not experience this. The Mexicans did not experience this. That is because black people are one of the greatest races in the world. We have escaped our bounds in most places in the world. I mean, except for maybe where people are barbaric like the Middle East, but then anything else you have to remember when it comes to how great you are or are not would be a lie. It would be a leftist lie. I mean, shit, you hear leftist lies from the right all the time when it comes to the extremists because their beliefs are so similar. But that's the far right and far left. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the middle, the moderates, the centrists, everyone reaching out to just the right and left. We need to come together and get control again because there is a way to be bipartisan about almost all of these issues. Most of these issues in America are bipartisan two-party issues. If you don't think that having a child aborted as a man out of an act of spite because a mother just didn't like the man isn't a bipartisan issue, I hate to tell you, you might be sexist and lying to yourself. Were you ever going to have a baby without a man's genetic material? A man is the seed maker. If he never planted the seed in the garden, you never bore the fruit. You'd be barren. Understand that. Bear that in mind the next time you think about taking a baby away from a man. Or at least ask him if he can take care of the child and sign your rights over. Maybe don't be so selfish. Maybe look into adoption. I'm just saying there are good families out there. My baby was in foster care for a little bit, and I met two of the best and kindest, just most open-hearted lesbian women I've ever met. And you know what their goal is? They just want to take care of kids. They don't have a political agenda. This isn't about Hillary lost an election, let's go take care of foster care kids and make sure that never happens again. This is about they want to have kids. I think that it's normal even for two lesbians to want to... It's double normal then! Holy shit! If a lesbian couple's together and wants a kid, I think that's double normal because both of those are grown women with their eggs calling out. With their eggs screaming that they're dying. With their eggs screaming that they're almost out of time. If adopting brings them as much joy as having their own kid, why can't people let that happen? I mean, on a real note, I'm playing with you, America. I don't disagree with these 6-week abortion laws at all. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack in the comments for that. But I do think that we need to start thinking about Planned Parenthood's roots again. I think we need to look at where it came from. Margaret Sanger was quoted as saying, "We can't build a free nation on the backs of slave babies." Now, I'm just saying at the time, there were Irish slaves too, but I don't think she was referring to those slave babies. The babies of slaves would have been free men, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? And black people were the newly free men. I think she maybe I'm going to get told I'm looking too deep, and I really didn't look deep. That was just an on-the-spot analysis. People don't think about their words like that usually. I'm always thinking about words like that, so I probably overthought the words concept way too much. But it seems to me like what Margaret Sanger was indicating was that black people would be useless for building a nation, and that if we put Planned Parenthood into black neighborhoods, we can build the nation we want. We can build the nation that we believe in. And I think that, again, is a leftist lie. Now, the left is good at lying. They're entrenched in lies. They are so deeply entrenched in their lies that they will experience cognitive dissonance should you try to engage in a civil conversation. Cognitive dissonance is a state of mind where a person no longer knows what to believe, knows what's real. They might become hypervigilant. They might become hyperactive. It depends on the person and the individual already in tow. But you've witnessed cognitive dissonance anytime you've witnessed a feminist speaking with Ben Shapiro. Reason being is they often seem shocked. Their worldview has been challenged, and that's what cognitive dissonance is. Your worldview being challenged, causing some level of shock and, oh wow, I'm not the only person out here with thoughts, with feelings and ideas, and it causes you to look at your world from an outside look from a different perspective. If you never develop that, that's on you in life. But at the same time, if you lie to yourself, you can never develop that. That's where I'm out here making these videos. I want black people, white people, Mexican people, Asian people, everybody on the left, on the right. I just want people to have a dialogue. We need a dialogue. Nobody wants to make one. Here's the weird thing. I have this like weird gift for talking. I could just talk forever. But the thing is that it doesn't solve anything if I'm the only one talking. I can only come up with so many solutions by myself. And I mean, again, the answer to the leftist lying is there's only one answer. This video had very little to do with how to handle it, if you've noticed. There's a reason. You don't handle it. You just tell the truth. There's no handling done in that. You simply advocate for the truth, and the truth will shine brightest. I mean, that's what it is the truth is stronger than any force in the world. To be a leftist in modern times, you do have to be comfortable with lying to others. You have to be comfortable with looking at your black friend and saying, hey, I'm sorry, you're an incapable idiot. You do. It's what the left practices. It's what they believe. I'm going to get this video wrapped up to keep it short, but probably going to get content checked. But keep out there, keep telling the truth. Leftist Tactics 101, Episode 2. How to handle lies. Gonna release these both today. Probably do another one and then hold it. But yeah, y'all get it. Take it easy.